Are you looking for new games to play? Then you have come to the right place. And since I value your time, I'll be presenting the games as precise as possible. And I'll even skip the long annoying intro that all other YouTubers have. And hope you enjoy the games. Kingdom Come Deliverance, a first-person RPG set in a medieval time, with a big focus on historically accurate and realistic content. And the game's story revolves around Henry, the son of a blacksmith, whose life is turned upside down after a raid by the king who destroys his village. And you'll experience a complex story with multiple choices and consequences, alongside with realistic swordplay combat in a really great open world environment that is rich in detail and authenticity. The game will emphasize realism and accuracy from the combat system to the historical setting, and it's got a great blend of challenging gameplay, deep story, and historical immersion that has really made the game stand out in the RPG medieval genre. There's offers a really unique blend of life simulation and survival set in the Middle Ages, and it takes place in an expansive open world where you play as a young man and you're trying to survive and establish a lasting lineage. And the game truly set itself apart with its focus on progression over generations. And the game starts you off with just a few basic tools. You gather resources, you hunt for food, and construct a small dwelling. But as you progress, you can expand your homestead, add villagers to your community, and eventually develop a growing settlement. And this can also be seen later into the game, as you'll need to manage more on a larger scale. Mount & Blade 2, Bannerlord, an epic medieval action RPG and strategy game. And the game is renowned for its expansive open world sandbox, where you can carve out your own destiny in a dynamic medieval landscape. You will engage in large-scale battles, both as a commander leading your troops, but also as a warrior in the thick of combat. And one of the game's standout feature is the really detailed combat system that allows for a high degree of control in melee and ranged fighting. You can engage in diplomacy, manage settlements, and build your influence amongst the game's many factions. And the game offers a deep and immersive experience with a great blend of action, strategy, and role-playing elements that really allows you to experience the life of a medieval warrior in a truly detailed world. For Honor, a melee action game that features a mix of historical and fantasy elements. The game is set in a medieval style world where three factions, the Knights, Vikings, and Samurai, are in constant conflict. You must then choose your faction, and they all come with their unique abilities, weapons, and fighting styles. Now, the core of the gameplay is hands down the combat system. It will take you a long time to build up your skill, timing, and positioning as you engage in intense duels. And these will often require strategic thinking and quick reflexes. The game offers various modes, including multiplayer battles and single-player campaign, and the game is highly praised for its deep and engaging melee combat system and the unique blend of historical warriors. And you will truly like this game if you enjoy tactical and skill-based combat. Crusader Kings III, the game puts you in the deep waters of medieval Dynasty, and the game challenges you not just to lead a nation, but to shepherd a dynasty through centuries of alliances, warfare, and personal drama. And what truly sets the game apart is the emphasis on character-driven gameplay. Each character in the vast game world has their own traits, desires, relationships, and potential plots. And as the ruler, you must navigate these complex personal dynamics and make decisions that might lead to your dynasty flourishing or falter. And Crusader Kings III is a big step up from the previous game, with an improved map, more detailed character portraits, and intuitive user interface. And overall, the game offers a really deeply engaging narrative-driven strategy experience where every decision can reshape history. Banished, a city-building strategy game set in the medieval era, with a big focus on resource management and survival, as you will need to oversee a group of exiled travelers restarting their life in a new land. You will need to manage to build a settlement that is self-sufficient and that can withstand the hardships of changing seasons, harsh weather, disease, and food scarcity. And the game has a big emphasis on careful planning and resource allocation, with your villagers acting as your main resource. And you will need to assign all your villagers to different roles. This could be from farming or hunting to building and teaching. And the game is known for really challenging gameplay, where every decision can have lasting effect on the settlement's overall success. And it's a great game if you like city building games with a unique twist and challenging gameplay. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is set in a vast open world. You follow the seasoned monster hunter Geralt of Rivia. You are looking for your adopted daughter Ciri. Now, the narrative of the game is enriched by a backdrop of political intrigue, war, and moral ambiguity. Now, the gameplay of The Witcher 3 seamlessly blends rich storytelling with deep combat mechanics. You navigate through beautiful crafted landscapes, from war-ravaged countrysides to dense forests and bustling cities, taking on quests, slaying monstrous beasts, and interacting with a ton of different characters. The game's combat system will require you to master swordplay, magic science, and alchemy, and with a really expansive skill tree that allows you to tailor your approach. Every quest, even the smallest side mission, is crafted with narrative depth. Chivalry 2, a multiplayer first-person slasher that really immerses you into an intense and brutal medieval combat scenario. The game is set in a fictional yet realistic world, inspired by the Middle Ages, and you must then engage in large-scale battles. And the game is well known for its detailed and visual melee combat system, which will require a lot of skill and timing to master. You can choose from various classes, each with unique weapons and fighting styles. And the combat feels impactful and realistic, and you will need to parry, dodge, and swing various medieval weapons. And in addition to melee combat, you can also use ranged weapons. And with great graphics, large-scale maps, and chaotic and immersive battlefields, this game is one of the greats. Divinity Original Sin 2. And the game is set in a fantasy world, and you start as a sorcerer with forbidden powers that can channel the energy of the source. And because of these abilities, you are seen as a threat and therefore imprisoned. The main narrative revolves around the pursuit of divinity, both understanding it and potentially ascending to it. Another standout feature of the game is the character creation and development. You can choose from a variety of origin stories, or you can craft your own, with each choice impacting how the world interacts with you. The game also highly emphasizes cooperative gameplay, allowing up to 4 players to experience the story together. And the game is known for its depth, complex narrative, and the immense freedom it offers players, and many consider it not only a masterpiece, but also one of the greatest video games ever made, due to its intricate design, memorable characters, and the player-driven narrative experience it provides. Battle Brothers, a tactical RPG set in a gritty medieval fantasy world, and you take on the role as a leader of a mercenary company, and you must navigate both the battlefield and the harsh realities of medieval life. The game combines strategic management with turn-based combat. You need to recruit, equip, and train a diverse group of mercenaries, each with their own unique skills and traits. The game world is dynamic with a variety of missions, and decision making is key as your resources are very limited. The combat will require careful planning in terms of positioning, weapon choice, and the use of terrain. And the game is well known for its challenging gameplay and its depth, offering a complex and engaging experience where every decision can have lasting consequences. The Elder Scrolls Skyrim, and the game is set in open world, and you are tasked with stopping a dragon that is also known as the World Eater. And the gameplay is a blend of exploration, combat, and character progression. You can traverse vast open world filled with towering mountains, bustling towns, and ancient ruins. And along the way, you'll encounter various creatures. You can join guilds and craft items, and then use a combination of weapons, magic, and shouts to combat enemies. And one of the game's defining features is the freedom. You can follow the main quest, but you can also go and explore side quests, join factions, or simply wander into the landscape. And the game is highly renowned for its immersive world building, deep lore, and player agency. The game also has a great modding community that has played a significant role in the lasting appeal. There are literally thousands of mods that can alter your gameplay entirely. King Arthur, Knight's Tale, a tactical RPG set in a twisted world, and you take on the role of a Sir, and you are tasked with finishing Arthur and restoring order to the realm. And the game, with a big focus on turn-based combat and character development, you need to recruit knights and heroes from Arthurian lore, each with their own unique abilities and personal quests. The strategic layer involves managing the round table, making decisions that'll impact the story and the morality system, which affect the game's direction and ending. And the game has a grim, dark atmosphere that really sets it apart from similar games, and will offer a really fresh and morally complex narrative. This game is not for the faint of heart. Wartales, an open-world tactical RPG set in a medieval universe. You'll be placed in the role of a mercenary band leader in a land ravaged by the deadly plague and torn apart by war. The game has a big focus on exploration, turn-based combat, and managing your group. You will roam a vast and dangerous world, taking on quests, battling bandits and other foes in strategic battles. And a key element of the game is managing your group's resources. This includes food, equipment, and money. And the game stands out for its blend of large-scale exploration, deep tactical combat, and complex group management. And all of this is set against the backdrop of a gritty, realistic medieval world. Conqueror's Blade, and you are thrust into a sprawling medieval world where you must ascend to the world of a warlord, and set against a richly detailed, dynamic environment inspired by diverse cultures. The goal in this persistent MMO world is to build and expand your kingdom, and you as a warlord, you must engage in visual, skill-based combat where every strike and block counts. And the game's signature feature is undoubtedly these siege battles, where strategy, teamwork, and cunning are paramount. What makes the game truly distinctive is its fusion of personal combat skill and large-scale strategic warfare. With an impressive array of historical-inspired weapons and units at your disposal, your journey as a warlord is ever-changing. And the game has a great blend of strategic planning, tactical combat, and MMO progression. Kingdoms and Castles, a city-building simulation game that blends medieval architecture and fantasy elements. The game has a big focus on building and managing a kingdom. From a tiny hamlet to a sprawling city, you need to be strategic when it comes to planning your settlement, balancing the needs of your citizens. This could be food, housing, and entertainment, while still ensuring protection from raiders. And as your kingdom grows, you will face challenges like managing your taxes, optimizing resource production, construction and dealing with harsh weather conditions and natural disasters. And the game is praised for its simple yet engaging gameplay, offering a true mix of city building strategy and whimsical fantasy elements. Let me know in the comments which game on this list is your favorite, but also what game you're gonna try out after watching this video. And if you're looking for more inspiration for games to play, I would highly recommend checking out the videos on the screen now, as I think you will also really like those. So check those out and I'll see you over there.